What is up, everybody? This is AdRob, and in this video I want to discuss the theory that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is actually a prequel to Five Nights at Freddy's. And this theory actually does have a lot of evidence behind it, which I'm going to be going through for you guys here today. So the first piece of evidence is that, in fact, when you get paid at the end of the game, the check is dated 1987, the same year that the big bite happened that we learned about from the first game, the bite of 87. Also, the guy on the phone that's talking to you dies in the original game. So, you know, he couldn't be there, obviously, in the sequel, if it didn't take place before the first one. Furthermore, in Night 6, the guy on the phone actually says that he's going to be taking the night shift after the company starts back up, if they ever do. So that kind of explains why this guy is taking the night shift in the original Five Nights at Freddy's. He wasn't the guy that was employed before you. He's actually a guy that's been with the company this whole time and has decided that he's going to take the night shift rather than give it to anyone else and risk another accident. Still don't believe me? Well, let's take a look at this. At the end of Night 6, it says that the pizzeria is closing down and may reopen eventually, but the company is keeping the 4 original animatronics, Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy, in case the company starts up again. Not to mention the fact that in, I believe it was Night 5, the guy on the phone tells you that the animatronics are beginning to malfunction and they're viewing everyone as a criminal and they're attacking them. So, this would explain why the 4 animatronics in the original game got to be the way they were, and kind of gives them backstory and basically wraps up the explanation of this game as a whole. Everything is kind of explained through this sequel, or prequel, you know, whatever. But this does raise some questions. First off, how did the original 4 animatronics get into such an awful state if this is a prequel to the original game, if there was actually no Five Nights at Freddy's 1 that happened before this? What event caused those animatronics to get such bad shape? Also, what caused them to have a grand reopening? I think that this game is setting up a 3rd installment of Five Nights at Freddy's, which will be going back even further. I mean, think about it. It's really the only way to explain what exactly is happening in this whole storyline. Because we had Five Nights at Freddy's 1, where we just kind of get plopped in the middle of this haunted Chuck E. Cheese's type place. And then we got the sequel, which turns out to be a prequel, and shows everything basically in ruins transition into the original game, but we don't know how that got into a ruined state like it is in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And this raises one last question. Why is the guy on the phone changing his story on why the animatronics are trying to kill you? In the original game, he blamed it on the fact that they thought that the character was an exoskeleton and was supposed to be stuffed into a suit. However, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, he says that they have criminal face recognition and are supposed to basically punish any criminals that they see. But that kind of goes haywire and they see everyone as a criminal. Not to mention, they have the Freddy head trick in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which they don't bring back during Five Nights at Freddy's 1. You would think that they would use the same idea if they were just trying to stuff you into a suit in the original game, because that would basically solve all your problems. So, what exactly is driving these animatronics, you know? So, that's really all I got. Tell me what you think down below in the comment section. I want to hear what you think about all this, if you think there's going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's 3 that will go back even farther, or what you think will happen with the series. So, if you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that thumbs up down below to show your support. And if you enjoy my videos and you have not yet done so, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot. Till next time, I'm AdRob. Peace.